Well, Donald Trump wants to talk about things that he thinks are horrible. All of us lived through his presidency, so right back at you, buddy.
That is Milwaukee Mayor Calvin Johnson trashing Donald Trump for this. Trump refers to Milwaukee as horrible just before the city hosts the Republican convention.
Look, obviously Donald Trump is wrong about something yet again. I find it kind of perplexing. I find it kind of strange that he would insult the largest city in Wisconsin because he's running for president. He obviously wants to win Wisconsin, win the election. And so to insult the state that's hosting your convention, I think is kind of bizarre.
According to the Associated Press, former President Donald Trump used the word horrible in talking about Milwaukee, the city where he will accept the Republican nomination next month, during a closed-door meeting Thursday with GOP congressmen, according to several people in the room who spoke afterward.
Actually, it's kind of unhinged in a way, especially considering the fact that in Milwaukee, there are about 50,000 Republicans who live right here in the city. So you're calling their home horrible. I mean, I don't quite understand that.
The Trump campaign said the reporting on his critique of Milwaukee was bullshit. And as Mediaite reported, House Republicans from Wisconsin scrambled to clean up Trump's horrible city insult. But as first noted by political columnist Dan Schaefer following Trump's remarks, 3 Wisconsin lawmakers presented 3 different explanations for why Trump insulted their state's largest city. Republican Congressman Derek Van Orden wrote, "Real Donald Trump was specifically referring to the crime rate in Milwaukee." According to Milwaukee Journal Sentinel reporter Lawrence Andrea, Republican Congressman Glenn Grothman told me Trump made these remarks when speaking about the election. Grothman said Trump was concerned about the election in Milwaukee and felt we need to do better in urban centers around the country. But Republican lawmaker Brian Stile wrote, "I was in the room. President Trump did not say this. There is no better place than Wisconsin in July." So, according to Republican House lawmakers from Wisconsin, Donald Trump did not criticize Milwaukee at all, or maybe Trump said the crime in Milwaukee was horrible, or perhaps Trump thinks Milwaukee has election problems. Well, Donald Trump now has a Wisconsin election problem. The presidential vote in Wisconsin was close in 2016 and 2020, and the state is one of half a dozen battleground contests that will decide the November election this year. So insulting residents of Wisconsin's largest city and then having Republican congressional supporters lie about the insult probably is not going to help Donald Trump. In the wake of all of this, President Biden trolled Trump with this. "I happen to love Milwaukee," with a picture from a few years ago when the president hosted the Milwaukee Bucks after they won the NBA championship. The opportunity to roast Donald Trump came on a day when the Biden campaign was already hammering Trump for his visit to Capitol Hill. This was the first time Trump had met with Republican congressional lawmakers at the Capitol since the January 6th riot. So the Biden campaign in battleground states, including Wisconsin, ran this 30-second ad during local station newscasts.
On January 6th, Donald Trump lit a fire in this country.
140 officers were injured. The siege lasted for 7 hours.
Stoking the flames of division and hate. Now he's pouring gasoline.
They were unbelievable patriots.
Pledging to pardon the extremists who tried to overthrow our government.
We will give them pardons.
Inciting them to try again. There is nothing more sacred than our democracy. But Donald Trump's ready to burn it all down.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
If the narrator in that ad sounds familiar, it's the voice of actor John Goodman. Anyway, the Biden campaign has repeatedly tried to frame Donald Trump as a threat to democracy. For his part, Trump spoke to the media while surrounded by House Republicans and said the GOP is unified behind him.
And so I just want to thank the Republican Senate, and I want to thank also the House. We met, as you know, with the full House, Republican House today, and we had a tremendous meeting with them also, and there's great unity. Very similar, different topics actually, but not that different. And there's one thing in common. We want to make America great again. We want to make our country great again. We're a nation that's in decline. We're a declining nation. We're a nation that is being laughed at all over the world.
A declining nation that is getting laughed at. Well, it is true that America has never had a former president get convicted in a criminal trial and have to meet with a probation officer, as Donald Trump recently did. As for the economy, the stock market is up 35% since President Biden took office. Under the Biden administration, the U.S. economy has added more than 15 million jobs. Under President Trump's first 3 years, the economy added only 6.8 million. And while Donald Trump loves to talk about crime and mayhem, the fact is that violent crime rates in the United States are now at their lowest levels in 50 years. But the suspension of reality is part of Donald Trump's playbook, and that will be on display at the Republican convention in Milwaukee. Donald Trump may hate the city and think it is horrible, but the real horrors will come when Trump speaks to the convention and spews his lies and hatred, and has Republican lapdogs applaud and cheer in unison. The beer capital of the world, Milwaukee, like the rest of America, deserves better. By the way, some of Donald Trump's MAGA supporters have now revealed themselves as flat earthers.
Is the Earth round or flat?
The Earth's flat.
Do you think the Earth is round or flat?
I know we didn't go to the moon.
In Miami, the good liars asked if the Earth is round or flat at a Trump rally.
We didn't go to the moon?
No, we didn't go to the moon.
Why do you say that?
Because you can't get out of the atmosphere.
Round or flat?
I'm not really sure.
You're not sure?
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from John 2026, who wrote, "Flat earthers are what happens when MAGA followers do their own research." Well said. I look forward to reading your comments about Donald Trump insulting residents in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and calling their city horrible. Enjoy that convention, Republicans. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.